What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors, or if they are actors, they haven't disclosed that fact to us.
Well, I've been trying to explain it, but maybe I need to come at it from a different angle. Look, have any of you ever heard of someone named Linda Book?
The Friends of the Library are back with another murder mystery.
What was that?
They also gather their supporters, their so-called friends of literacy, together in the same room once per year to watch these macabre festivals. And do you know what they do when they watch them?
What's that?
They laugh.
Horrendous.
It's a virtual affair you won't want to miss. The 21st Annual Murder Mystery Fundraiser. Sociopathic distancing. Nightmare at 6 feet apart. 2 ways to watch. The Murder Mystery premiere March 13th at 7 p.m.
Voila!
Video on demand March 15th through the end of March. Tom Klein as Al Siri. Dave Kimsey as Cyber. Laura Mitkos as Polly Darden. Rollo Saucier as Bill Moose. Megan Freeman as Piggy Stardom. Craig McFarland as Alt Dwight. Megan Harmon is Judge Juji. Julia Kimsey, Lulu Rogue. Greg Bishop as Thurgugu Marshall. Jeff Petties as Toby Larone.
This installment of the Peeps Court is never going to see the light of day.
Actually, Your Honor, we are broadcasting this episode live.
Oh, blow pops.
2 ways to watch. The Murder Mystery premiere March 13th at 7 p.m. Video on demand March 15th through the end of March. $20 for individual, $40 per family. The 21st Annual Murder Mystery Fundraiser. Sociopathic distancing. Nightmare at 6 feet apart. Written by Ryan Byers.
Business in the 217 on the WMAY morning news feed. I'm Greg Bishop, and we love bringing you all kinds of happenings in the 217, including fundraisers. I don't get much time to volunteer, but when I do, one thing I love doing is helping out the Chatham Area Public Library. And Ryan Byers is joining us now with Business in the 217 to highlight something he's done for a decade now. Ryan, what's going on over at the Chatham Area Public Library, and why are authorities looking into a possible murder investigation?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's over a decade for me now, and it's 2 decades for the library. Coming up is our 21st annual Murder Mystery Dinner fundraiser for the Chatham Area Public Library, Friends of the Library.
And this is, of course, something you've had your hands in for over a decade. This is the 21st annual that's happening at the Chatham Area Public Library. Megan and I, we've taken part in, gosh, she said 2013, I think was the first one. It's just been so much fun. And we have a great cast of characters, people who've been part of this for years now, all working together, lovingly calling them the Murderers Row for the Chatham Area Public Library Murder Mystery. Great fundraiser. This year's a little bit different, of course, because last year, I don't know about you, Ryan, but last year's performance was really the last major public thing that I took part in.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a situation where typically we do this on a Friday and a Saturday, and we did it on our Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday, all the news started rolling in that COVID mitigations needed to start. So we did it on Friday and Saturday, and then the library was closed Monday, and it was closed for a little while. So we're mixing things up a little bit this year, and we're going to do it in a virtual format to ensure everybody's safety while making sure that the fundraiser can still occur.
And I typically I don't try to make myself part of the subject of these conversations we have with Business in the 217, but it's hard not to, because conversations were had with some of the players here, and how do we want to approach this? Do we want to do a Zoom performance of sorts, and how do we pull that off? And I threw my hat in the ring and said, you know what? I'll help capture this. I'll edit it together. I've been editing video since I was in high school, so why not? This will be a really fun thing to experiment with. And Ryan, you took it and you made an original script. How do you go about writing in all of these jokes to keep them timely, to keep them local, while also thinking about all the technical aspects of this is in Zoom, this is in person? How do you pull all that together?
Yeah, and you bring up a really good point, Greg. You know, you see a lot of different organizations doing murder mystery dinners as fundraisers, and I always like to emphasize that if you come to the Chatham Area Public Library's murder mystery, you're getting a 100% original script, and you're seeing it put on by local actors. This is not us hiring a troupe to come in from out of town to do something canned that they've done 100 times before, which is how most of these fundraisers play out. And it was important that if we were going to do this virtually, to still make it an original production and to still make it a local production, a truly local production that's something for our community. You asked me how I do that, and a lot of that comes from the fact that I've got an improvisational comedy background. I've got a theater background from when I was in school. So really what I do is I come up with the germ of a concept, and when I'm writing a scene, I think to myself, how would I play this scene out if I were improvising it? And then obviously I have the advantage in this format of going back and editing it as opposed to improv I'd be doing on the fly. And as far as incorporating the technical aspects, the pre-recorded aspects, you know, it's a situation where I, like a lot of people for the course of the past 12 months, I have lived on Zoom. So I've been on 3, 4, sometimes 5 Zoom meetings a week. I've become very comfortable with the platform. And that's really what we use to do a lot of our recording. So the entire time I was writing, I was thinking to myself, how do we structure this around a Zoom call?
Yeah, and if people want more information about this, chathamlib.org, chathamlib.org. People can find out more information about the Chatham Area Public Library's murder mystery. And we've got some, it's going to be virtual. You don't have to come in person. You can purchase either the premiere, which is on a Friday night, and then you'll be able to purchase it to view within 48 hours like you're renting a movie. And this is going to be a locally produced, locally acted, locally written, original production, a murder mystery. And the characters are just so outlandish, Ryan. We've been piecing this together. And I got to tell you, I'm editing the video and chopping it up, and I'm laughing out loud at how absurd some of these situations are that you're writing these characters into. I can't wait to share this with the world. It's going to be great. Give us a little bit of rundown of how people can view this, either the premiere or in the video on demand.
Sure, 100%. The premiere screening is going to be March 13th at 7 p.m. And one thing that you get by participating in the premiere screening, well, 2 things really. Number one, you get to see this first, and you get to see it along with everybody else who has opted to see it first. The other thing that you get by purchasing a ticket to the premiere screening is when we get together and do these in person, we normally award prizes to people who have been able to select the correct murderer, select the correct motive, that sort of thing. And during the premiere screening, you will actually have an opportunity to be entered into a drawing to win a prize if you do get the correct murderer. We've just got one prize this year as opposed to several. With everything that local businesses have been through, we didn't really want to go through and hit them up for a lot of donations. So we've just got one prize that has been sponsored by a local business. So that you can win by participating on March 13th, 7 p.m. for the premiere screening. Or if you can't make the premiere screening, or if you prefer to watch it on your own time, it will be available on demand throughout the rest of March. On-demand viewing start on March 15th, the following Monday. And you can find the information on chathamlib.org. Again, chathamlib.org. And we're asking for $20 for an individual to view or $40 for a family.
And what's great about this is typically when we do this live in person, it's a lot of fun and a lot of work, but it's limited. We got 3 showings with a limited number of people in the seats, just because you can only fit so many people in the seats. this will allow for the Chatham Area Public Library and the Friends of the Library to really get that reach out there and see how much money we can generate for a wonderful local library institution here in Central Illinois. Again, chathamlib.org, chathamlib.org, the 21st annual Murder Mystery to help fund the Friends of the Library for the Chatham Area Public Library District. Ryan Byers, the screenwriter, the playwright. Are you a screenwriter now because this is going to be a movie, or I mean, what do you call yourself now?
Yeah, historically I've been a playwright, and I've never really thought about this until now, but I guess technically I can now add that screenwriter bullet point to my CV. And who knows, the Golden Globes were last night. Maybe I'll get a nomination for next year.
We'll see. I can't wait to share this with the world. People can also see a preview of the murder mystery I put together just off of what we were able to capture. So it'll give people a little bit of a taste of what to expect. ChathamLIB.org, again, is the website. Be sure to take part in that premiere or in the video on demand. Ryan Byers, the screenwriter here on Business in the 217 with the WMAY Morning News Feed. I'm Greg Bishop. Ryan, have a great day.
Yes, you too, and thanks for all your help putting this together this year, Greg.